of triggers you and you don't agree with it, but you also want to have understanding and empathy that is their perspective. I just watched two women on Instagram, or maybe it was YouTube Live, and they said that there were a number of things that they didn't like about the Optavia program. And the things that they shared aren't true. The reason I know it is because I've been using Optavia for almost 23 years. And some of the things that they listed off, I couldn't relate to. So I feel like I wanted to do a little video. And I don't have as many viewers as they do, so I'm not going to be able to have the same impact. But because, when you care about something and you have a legitimate experience with it, and someone shares an experience that you don't agree with, that's the beauty from my perspective, not only about being able to be free and have freedom of speech, but to be living in the United States and to get to talk about the things that are most important to us without being monitored. So I have been using this program for quite a while. These are the two new products. This is the Optavia Active line. This is great from my perspective for people who are on the GLP or they just want a little more protein. And I've just started using this product, which has been around for about a year because I've been so used to using the other products. So I'm just shifting. This is 130 calories and it has 24 grams of protein per serving. And basically it comes in this container and you just go where? It's got one big scoop. And I just use this with a blender and water. Now you can add all kinds of things. You could add sugar-free vanilla to add flavor to it. Depending on where you are, if you're trying to lose weight, you probably want to add less. There is the option of adding a tablespoon of almond butter, sugar-free, or I think peanut butter is also a list on there. But you can add different things to the base. For 24 grams of protein a day, most women are going to need about 55 to 100, and men need about 100. So depending on how active you are, and I've just found that women are just as active, if not more, than men because they're chasing after the kids and they're managing a household, and many women work. So they've got actually more responsibility. So even though a man's size is bigger, which means his muscle mass is larger, which means he would need more protein to support it, I think women, ladies, we're rolling with the men. So give this a shot if you are looking for something with protein. This is a great one. And then I've been using the amino acids, which I love. Amino acids, if you look them up and do a little bit of research, are really helpful for muscle recovery. What I found about the amount of protein that I am intaking as I get older is it's really important when it comes to supporting your muscle mass. So you don't get saggy muscle. I'm 53 and I don't want to have my muscles be jiggly. So watching the amount of protein that you have can be really, really vital. And the other thing that I love about protein is when you get protein first, when you use that as your first food, like let's say you have eggs or you have celery and maybe some almond butter, you find things that are protein and vegetables, you fill up on those. You don't have as much space for the foods that aren't going to take you in the direction you want to go. So, and this is about, for me, being healthy and managing my blood sugars, managing my calories. Because remember, there's just a general rule of thumb. Whatever you weigh, put a 0 behind that number, and that's an average number of calories you're eating a day. What you want to weigh, put a 0 behind that number, and that's the average number of calories you need to be eating a day. And so the great thing about this is it's 130 calories. So even though, you don't want to have all of your food being shakes and protein products, I think, managing the amount of protein, if you can start tracking it and balance it with the protein and vegetables that you're going to have, I think you're going to find that you are less full or less hungry for the things that you shouldn't be eating. So try on protein. Try on using different types of protein. This is just the one that I've partnered with for 23 years and I really love it. And it's super simple to just take a scoop out and mix it with whatever. And then you're getting protein. And you know, I add my collagen with it too. Just dump it into a blender with a little collagen and boom. And I'm set for a couple hours. And then when I get hungry again, I try to find things that are protein or vegetables. And I think that's a really good route to go, especially if you're looking to balance your blood sugars, protein and low glycemic foods, vegetables, and tracking your calories. And there's all kinds of ways to track your calories. I recommend people use the good old-fashioned way of writing it down for a week. If you want to know what you're eating or why you're in the situation you're in, just get a pad and paper and start, every time you eat something, write it down for 7 days. And if you get off track one day, start over. It's super easy, because tracking what you eat and how many calories a day you have is the single most easy thing to do to keep yourself on track. Anyways, give it a whirl. Let me know what you think, and I hope that you are on track for whatever your health goals are, and that you find what works for you. This is what works for me. For 23 years, I've been training health professionals to use fuelings that are based in protein. So I think protein supplementation mixed with organic foods is a good balance. Now, not everybody can afford that, so you got to find what works for you and what is the best method. And I don't have an opinion about what you're using and what your choices are. So you get to choose for you, and I get to choose for me. And if what I have sounds like a good match for you, it would be a pleasure and an honor to support your goals. So reach out, private message me, or fill out the jot form below, and we'll go on the journey together to find out what you need. Cheers. Ciao.